Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Arrowhead yet again graces us with even more patch notes, letting us know what they have improved, fixed, or balanced within the game. And I will go over two different sets of patch notes in this video. And I'm doing that because one is absolutely ginormous and the other one is microscopic. So that's why I'm doing two, because the one is so small that I figured I'd include it in this video also. I'm not going to go ahead and take up too much time with the introductions, guys. As always, if you like this content, don't forget to leave a like on the video, and don't forget to possibly subscribe to the channel if you are enjoying the content. It'll help me out a ton. I am still trying to get to 500 subscribers. We're kind of halfway there in some sense or another, so I'd appreciate that very much. With that being said, let's start off with the first patch. All right, so starting off with patch 01.000.200, which was made available on Tuesday, April 2nd at 5:01 a.m. EDT. It starts off by saying, "Good day, Helldivers. Today we have a slightly bigger update for you, all to assist in the liberation efforts of our galaxy, as well as some new environmental threats to watch out for. May liberty guide your path." Overview. This update includes balance changes to mission stratagems, weapons, enemies, and Helldivers. General fixes and stability improvements, increased level cap, which I know is very big for people. We're going from level 50 to 150, which I will address again in a moment. We now go into gameplay. Planetary hazard additions, blizzards, and sandstorms. That sounds pretty awesome. Haven't got a chance to hop in yet to check those out, but I am definitely going to have a blast seeing what that looks like while you're playing the game. And now we go on to the increased level cap, which, as I said before, the level cap has been increased from 50 to 150. So you guys that are up 50 and you're trying to get up even higher, not entirely sure if there's any incentives for moving up any higher than 50 at this point, even though there wasn't that many just going to 50 in the first place. As far as just, things to get and whatnot, if anything, it's just more of like title situations. Let me know in the comment section if there's anything to really push for moving into level 150. Now moving on to balancing missions. Retrieve essential personnel. Move the enemy spawn points further away from the objective to give players a fair chance of defending the location. There are fewer civilians required to complete the mission on higher difficulty. Now looking at destroy command bunkers, now has more objective locations. The missions are too easy before compared to other missions. It can now appear in operations from difficulty 5. Operation modifiers halved the negative effect of operation modifiers that increase stratagem cooldowns or call-in times. Primaries, secondaries, and support weapons. Arc thrower fixed changing inconsistencies. It will now always take 1 second to charge a shot. Arc thrower reduced distance from 50m to 35m. Arc thrower increased stagger force. Guard dog now restores full ammo from supply boxes. Anti-material rifle damage increased by 30%. Breaker incendiary damage per bullet increased from 15 per bullet to 20 per bullet. Fire damage per tick increased by 50% from all sources. Like the way that sounds, gives more fire damage. Liberator Penetrator now has full auto mode. Dominator increased damage from 200 to 300. Dominator increased stagger. Diligence Counter Sniper increased armor penetration from light to medium. Slugger reduced stagger. Slugger reduced damage from 280 to 250. Slugger reduced demolition force. Slugger fixed armor penetration tag in the menu. Slugger Liberator Concussive Senator fixed incorrect armor penetration tags in the menu. Recoilless Rifle increased the number of rockets you store from supply boxes from 2 to 3. Spear increased the number of missiles you store from supply boxes from 1 to 2. Heavy Machine Gun, the highest fire rate mode, reduced from 1200 RPM to a more moderate 950. So there's all of the nerfs and buffs to the weapons right there. Sound like they definitely made some significant changes. Let me know what you guys think about those in the comments section. We then move on to stratagems. Patriot exosuit rockets will now penetrate armor only in direct hit. Enemies balancing adjustments have been made too. Chargers normal melee attack now does less damage against exosuits. Bile spewers and nursing spewers do less damage with their puke. The Bile Titan can no longer be stunned. Shriekers no longer create bug breaches. Shriekers hitting you while they are dead now does significantly less damage. Helldivers balance adjustments have been made to heavy and medium armor protects better and you now take about 10% less damage than before while wearing heavy and about 5% less when wearing medium armor. Fortified, commando, and light armor is unchanged. Fixes. Fix an issue where save settings for PS5 would be reset when the game is rebooted, causing things such as loadout and hint settings to reset. Enemies now properly target exosuits. Previously, many enemies effectively ignored exosuits if Helldiver on foot was available for them to target. Yeah, I noticed that too when I was in an exosuit. They kind of just ignored me and were just chasing everybody else. So yeah, I guess they needed to fix that. Fix exosuit being able to fire their weapon while opening the minimap. Helldiver and the exosuit both had a bug that made them sometimes take explosive damage multiple times, making things like automaton rockets be too deadly. This is now fixed. Automaton enemy constellations that preferred to spawn more of certain devastator types did not work and were now functioning as they should. This means that sometimes when playing against the automaton, you will face more devastators instead of other enemy types. We have now improved the system that prevents hellpod steering close to large or important objects. We have solved issues where the effective area around objects was a lot larger than intended. We reduced the number of objects that prevented hellpod steering. Note, the system is intended to prevent soft locks where players can drop on important interaction points or drop into unintended places. We will continue to monitor the state of the system after the update to see if additional tweaks are necessary. Fixed cases where the ground under some assets could be bombed, causing them to float. Ballistic shield changes. Collision mesh has slightly increased in size for more forgiveness. Change shield poses so less of Helldivers is exposed. Address bug where parts of the Helldiver will become vulnerable while using the shield in first person. Tutorial. Invincible collision partially blocked the doorway leading to the launch pad in the tutorial. Known issues. These are issues that were either introduced by this patch and are being worked on, or are from a previous version and have not yet been fixed. Game might crash when picking up snowball or throwing back a grenade. I did hear some issues with the snowball stuff, so I hope they get that resolved. Various issues involving friend invites and crossplay. So it sounds like there's still issues with the crossplay stuff. Crossplay platform friend invites might not show up in the friend request tab. Players cannot unfriend other players befriended via friend code. Players cannot unblock players that were not in their friends list beforehand. Players cannot befriend players with Steam names shorter than 3 characters. Explosive weapon that includes only direct hit damage, but not explosive damage. Explosions do not break your limbs except for when you fly into a rock. Planet liberation reach 100% at the end of every defend mission. Downing in deep water with a vitality booster equipped puts Helldiver in a broken state. Stratagem beam might attach itself to an enemy, but it will deploy to its original location. Some players' customizations like title or body type may reset after restarting the game. And that is everything for patch 01.000.200. Now moving on to the next patch, patch 01.000.201. And this is the significantly shorter patch, which was made available on Wednesday, April 3rd at 5:02 a.m. EDT. And they start off by saying, good day, hot fix for a crash introduced in yesterday's rollout. So basically there was a issue with the .200 release, and this is basically addressing that issue. And that fix is fixed for a common crash which occurred when accessing the acquisition menu. So I guess it's good they caught that stuff early, and that's probably why they put it out immediately the day after the huge patch of .200. And the known issues are pretty much the same, so they're unchanged. So I'm not going to go over those again with you guys because I basically went over those in the previous patch that we just discussed in .200. That is all of the patch notes. I hope that you found all this stuff informative to you, and as always, let me know in the comment section if you guys are still experiencing any significant issues after all of these patches have rolled out. I would be curious to know. Again, guys, don't forget to like the video. If you found all this stuff helpful to you and informative, consider subscribing to the channel to help out the channel's growth and help me reach my goal of 500 subscribers. I would heavily appreciate it. With that all being said, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.